Today's PMQs was very much coloured by the murder of Sir David Amess, starting with the online harms bill.
But what we hope for also is that no matter how tough the proposals we produce, that the opposition will support it.
That's problematic because Mark Francois just said this.
If we want to ensure that our colleague didn't die in vain, so let's put David's law onto the statute book, the essence of which would be that while people in public life must remain open to legitimate criticism, they can no longer be vilified.
All of this kind of implies that if Labour don't fall in line and vote to make it illegal to accuse MPs of villainous behaviour, which is a massive attack on freedom of speech, then they're being somehow disrespectful to a recently murdered MP.
Will the Prime Minister reconsider his scrapping of the universal credit uplift?
But the most important thing that's happening, Mr. Speaker, in this country is that wages are going up.
Not exactly telling the whole story, given that the cost of living is also going up, such as the cost of heating, the cost of food. We've had the highest rates of inflation since 2011.
Nor will we allow them to be released, or those who are convicted, to be released early from prison, Mr. Speaker, because that was one of the most important things this government passed and which that party opposed.
Just because Labour doesn't want to vote for a policing bill that your MPs say violates our right to protest, that the police say unfairly targets Romani travellers, and which your government says will discriminate against black people, doesn't mean they want terrorists to roam free. But of course, after what happened with Sir David Amess, we have to talk about this line.
The safety of MPs, indeed of all public servants, everybody who engages with the public, is of vital importance.
That's Boris Johnson positioning himself as somebody who cares deeply for the safety of his MPs and who would do whatever it takes to make sure that they aren't killed or harmed for their political views. Well, here's MP after MP begging Boris Johnson to stop endangering their lives with his words.
With many of us in this place subject to death threats and abuse every single day. And let me tell the Prime Minister that they often quote his words: surrender act, betrayal, traitor.
I've never heard such humbug in all my life.
I alone have seen a huge escalation just today in the abuse on social media and the language and incitement that he is causing.
As the woman who has taken over a seat that was left by our dear friend Joe Cox, can I ask him moderate his language so that we will all feel secure when we're going about our jobs?
The Prime Minister has proven that when you live behind a wall of armed police officers, you can be as irresponsible as you like with your language, because he will never have to live with the consequences of the people who have been speaking up to him today.
To which he responded not only by continuing to use that language,
we will not betray the people who sent us here. We will not. That's what they want to do. Out of sheer selfishness and political cowardice, members opposite.
but also with this line.
The best way to ensure that every parliamentarian is properly safe and we dial down the current anxiety in this country is to get Brexit done.
So this man, the most powerful man in the country, who's telling you today that he's fighting against the idea that a politician could ever be harmed for their political views, told MPs that unless they supported his political agenda, their lives would be in danger.